Not going to be an ornament. It's going to be a weapon. Plays. He's sending them in.
They're holding Cody up.
The FTW Championship in hand and high.
He's defending. It's Sting! Back on TNT for the first time! Oh my God, since 2001!
Oh, you just know Tony's been waiting years to say that again. Welcome to Jobbed Out, the wrestling editorial that reminds you that if you compare pro wrestling to comic books, then we just saw the Riddler get saved by the Joker. Now, I've talked about this kind of thing before, back when Jake the Snake made his debut on AEW Dynamite. Coincidentally, also a program that had to do with Cody Rhodes. But tonight, in their attempt to regain ratings control from NXT, we saw All Elite Wrestling go all out, so to speak, with a stacked card including a world title match, a Dynamite Diamond Battle Royal, and of course, a huge debut by a wrestling icon. Of course, I'm talking about the TNN Network executive, Cyrus the Virus. Also Sting. So after defeating the stable that had been antagonizing them for weeks, Darby Allin, Cody Rhodes, Dustin Rhodes, and Arn Anderson ate a beatdown from Team Taz before the lights cut out and some, well, let's be honest here, frickin' fantastic music blasted through the speakers. I don't know, maybe the bar's been low for me considering WWE's attempt at a Sting theme. And TNA's attempt at a Sting theme. I wasn't a big fan when WCW used the Woodstock 99 Metallica song either, but I digress. We saw no further conflict as Sting showing up was enough to part the sea. He scoped the room and everybody sorta just left. Bit anticlimactic, but come on, if you saw this, you marked out at least a little bit. We would get word later in the show that in the next week Sting will be speaking for himself for the first time on AEW television. But I thought he's a WWE Hall of Famer, you might be saying. Well, for anybody who's still a bit confused, just over a month ago, WWE Shop pulled all Sting merchandise from their website. That usually happens when your Legends contract has been expired for about 6 months. It happened to Brock Lesnar too. The guy hasn't been cleared to wrestle for years after he got hurt during a match with Seth Rollins, so it kind of makes sense. I mean, his run with the company was not what legends are made of. And very simply, when his contract expired back in April, neither he nor the WWE had any real interest in paying him to stay home, you know? But what does Sting's presence mean for All Elite Wrestling, though? Just like with Jake Roberts and Taz and Tully and Arn and to a lesser extent Vicky Guerrero, AEW has a really good thing going in terms of how they use legends. They are a part of the show, they're still names that draw, but they're not the focus of the show. I've heard haters of AEW bring up how they don't have any big names of their own, and that is hard to do when you haven't had time to create big names on your own. Seriously, where are you supposed to pull these homegrown names out of? So you have to use what's available to get your new guys over, and AEW's a pretty decent track record so far when it comes to that. I don't expect Sting to be particularly active here. He might have a match here or there, maybe not even that. If that spinal degenerative thing the WWE doctors found actually weighs in on the guy at all, he could end up just being a bit of an enforcer, which is still pretty damn suitable for the Crow with a baseball bat if you think about it. Now Sting giving the rub to a new guy like Darby Allin, that seems so much smarter than how, say, TNA Legends would run the whole company into the ground with Ric Flair versus Mick Foley and Booker T and Hulk Hogan. Or how the WWE would bring big names out just to show you how unimportant and unspectacular the current roster is by comparison. Nobody has been destroyed so far in AEW's short history just because they brought out a DDP or a Billy Gunn. And between this and the Omega Moxley world title match, which I'm gonna go on another tangent here, why the hell are we not talking about Don Callis, an executive vice president over at Impact Wrestling, who not only just debuted on AEW TV tonight, but had a major hand in the finish? Isn't that, sort of a big deal too? whatever. Anyway, that is one hell of a way to remind people of the Wednesday Night Wars. What a show. So what do you think about Sting's debut with AEW? Was he right to leave the WWE considering how the last few years had gone down? And what do you see Sting doing now that he's with the company? Are there any dream matches you want to see, and who do you want to see Sting take on? Let me know in the comments, and be sure to subscribe to the channel for more, because I want you to be a part of the conversation too. For now though, I better get my shoulders off the mat, so thank you for tuning in to Jobbed Out. I'll catch you next time.